G'day everyone, welcome back to the Sports Hut 129 YouTube channel, and in today's video we've got my preliminary final AFL tips. So make sure you like and subscribe because it's going to be a massive last 2 weeks. It's the final 4 teams and yeah, this is huge. We've got Geelong, Brisbane, Sydney, Collingwood left. Shout out to my mate Oscar. He made this thumbnail, so yeah, thanks to him. Shout out to him. Alright. Yeah, so Geelong, Brisbane Friday night, Sydney, Collingwood Saturday night. Before we go into them tips, last week I got 0 out of 2. I tipped one upset. I tipped, said one team usually goes out in straight sets. I got that right. But I got the wrong team going out in straight set. So the D's went out, the reigning premiers are gone. Yeah, I tipped Freo in an upset. They lost. They didn't play well. But credit to the Pies. And then, yeah, the Lions break the MCG Hudo. That is huge. So, getting into this week's tips now, we have Geelong, Brisbane, at the G. I think... yeah, it's Friday night, 7:50. I think that Geelong have played one game in 20-something days. But I also think that Geelong, they're playing different this year. Like, they usually go on prelims, but this year's different. They've got a different game plan. They're more attacking. And, yeah, I think their pressure really stacks up. The game plan really stacks up. Where the Lions... they've just played 2 really good weeks of footy, knocking over the Tigers, now knocking off for Melbourne at the G. That's huge. Unfortunately for them, though, they're going to have to win the next 2 games at the G if they're going to win the flag. But anything's possible. Like, you can't really say, oh, they can't play at the G anymore after what they just performed. So, I think the way that they came back in the second half shows real character. And I feel like, yeah, I reckon they can get the job done. However, Geelong, they've got 3 really good lines. Their midfield's good. Their forward line's really good with Hawkins, Cameron, Stengel. You've got like Brad Close and all that who can just ship in. Then their defence is pretty good. You've got Tom Stewart. Mark Blitzars can play mid and back. And ruck. You've got a lot of players like Colin Jasny, Jed Buse, Sam De Koning. There's a lot of blokes down there. But I think Brisbane... I'm going to tip Brisbane in an upset. I just feel like Geelong are going to go out in another prelim. I don't know why. I've just got a feeling about the Lions that if they can get on top in the midfield, Jared Berry's been cleared to play. If they can get on top in the midfield, they're going to be a real force, the Lions. And yeah, I hope they can get up as well. So yeah, calm the Lions. Saturday twilight now, we got the Swans and the Pies. Saturday twilight instead of Saturday night, rate that. At the SCG. I think that's a good move. However, I would have maybe liked to see it be at 2:30 instead of 4:30, but that's okay. Yeah, it doesn't really matter too much. Alright, Sydney beat Melbourne 2 weeks ago at the G. I think their defence is just, they're so desperate. Like, they play with heart on the line. Like, I think their defense is unbelievable. They're just so desperate to save a goal. Because against Melbourne, against Collingwood, I think there was one as well. Right to the end, and they saved 2 goals. So I think they're going to be really hard to beat. They beat Collingwood there 4 weeks ago now, probably. At the SCG, Collingwood just struggled to use the dimensions well. I feel like the Pies will definitely give it their all. It's a prelim. These are the best finals to watch, in my opinion, because they know what's on the line, a grand final spot, and yeah, um, I think Collingwood could win, but I feel like Sydney, I feel like Sydney might be just too strong. So I tip Sydney by 13. I'll tip Brisbane by 15. Um, but yeah, I think Sydney will be too strong just because they've got so many role players. Everyone plays their job. And yeah, I think they will get the job done. So thanks for watching Margin Comp Sydney Collingwood. Um, Leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already. And yeah, she's watching. Cheers, guys.